there's one thing that sets humans apart from all other living things, it's that we start fires on purpose. Fire is an ancient companion to humans, and as our technologies have progressed, we've brought fire with us. We started to build houses, and in our houses we wanted fireplaces. Those had to be made of non-flammable material, obviously, and it was a lot of work to develop a way of having a fire in your house without burning your house down or being asphyxiated by the toxic gases that the fire produces. So, we're all quite familiar with fireplaces, but for the most part, we don't use them anymore. They aren't very efficient at heating, and they use a lot of fuel, and making that fuel is a lot of work, although oftentimes it's available right around the property, and so that's one of the great conveniences of it. One of the first advances that we had in fireplace technology was the metal cook stove that moved the fire away from the wall out into the room and allowed a lot of the heat from that fire to radiate off of the stove, and it created a easier cooking surface. So there were a lot of advantages. They were very popular. I'm sitting next to a hybrid technology which you may have never seen before. It's a handy adaptation to the traditional fireplace. There's a metal grate for building your fire on inside here, which is actually made out of metal tubes, and so air can be drawn through the tubes by this fan over here, and that'll actually pull heat into the room without the toxic gases, and do a lot better job of heating your room. The problem is that it is a hybrid technology. It's not passive anymore. It uses the blower fan there to draw the air, and so you need electricity to do that. It's not a lot of electricity. It's probably a lot less than running a space heater. So it's efficient in that regard, but it's also insufficient as far as creating enough of an advance to make it worth the effort of heating your home with a fireplace all by itself. The pinnacle of fireplace technology at this moment is something called the rocket stove, and that is a design which maximizes your fuel. It uses far less fuel than a fireplace or even a wood stove. The way that it is constructed draws air quickly in, burning your fuel hotter, and therefore it doesn't create the creosote in the chimney, the stovepipe, because everything in your fuel is burned. The main exhaust is CO2 and steam. A properly burning rocket stove doesn't create smoke. So the rocket stove is a great invention. With a little adaptation, you can turn it into a rocket oven. And with further adaptation, you can make what's called the rocket mass heater. And that incorporates a mass of something that's either typically masonry, stone, mud, clay, some kind of a large mass for the heated air to flow through before it actually exits the end of the pipe. And that mass slowly heats up, and then when the fire is out, it's still warm and it radiates the heat that it's collected for a long time afterwards. It is it's a great technology, interesting technology, something that is still being improved on. And so today's video is a family that built their own rocket mass heater, and they've been living with it for a while now, and so they cover what it's like living with the rocket mass heater. Family of 4, and all discussing their opinions of it and what it's like. It's pluses and minuses. They're very good and thorough in their description. Maybe you could live with a rocket mass heater yourself. Look into it.